Hey everyone, welcome to OK Dev channel. I'm Miyad, and I'm thrilled to have you here as we embark on an exciting journey into the world of Python programming. If you've ever wanted to dive into coding but didn't know where to start, or if you're looking to level up your skills and add Python to your toolkit, you're in the right place. In this course, we're going to start from scratch and build a solid foundation in Python. Hey everyone, welcome back to the OK Dev channel. Today we're downloading some requirements. If you're new to programming, this is the perfect place to start. First, let's download Python environment by going to python.org. Click Downloads. I am currently using Windows operating system, so the Python download site automatically showed me the appropriate file for Windows. Click Python 3.12.6. This version is the latest at the moment. The download will start automatically. Now we need a code editor. I will be using Visual Studio Code. You can use any code editor that supports Python. Now let's download the Visual Studio Code by going to code.visualstudio.com. Click the download button. After the download is complete, open the files and complete the setup process. It's easy. Hey everyone, welcome back to the OK Dev channel. Today we're downloading Python extension and select Python version for Visual Studio Code. If you're new to programming, this is the perfect place to start. Click the extensions icon, search for Python, and we should see Python from Microsoft. Click on this extension and then install it. I've already installed this extension, so I have uninstall and disable. Now let's open the command palette. And to do that, press Ctrl Shift and letter P, typing Python, and select Python, select Interpreter. Once you do that, it's going to show the version of Python that you currently have installed. Click on your Python version. Hey everyone, welcome back to the OK Dev channel. Today we're diving into Python REPL. If you're new to programming, this is the perfect place to start. Let's open a terminal window. Click Terminal and then select New Terminal. Type Py and just press Enter. You see the three arrows. We can actually run Python commands right here at this prompt. This is the Python REPL. And that stands for read, evaluate, print, loop. And we can just put in a command. Python, for example, can be a calculator. So I can press 3 plus 2, press Enter, and it outputs 5. Another example, x equals 2, y equals 6x plus y. And it outputs 8. Hey everyone, welcome back to the OK Dev channel. Today we're diving into Python REPL. If you're new to programming, this is the perfect place to start. We need to create a new file. Click the plus button by the file icon. That would create a new file, and then we could name it. After write a name for this file, press Enter. And then I'm going to say something like message equals. And I'll put hello world. And after that, then I'm going to say print, and then I'm going to pass in that message variable that we created above on the previous line. Go to the File menu, and from there choose Save As. Search for the Python extensions here inside of the file types. Click Save. And now we need to execute this file. Just type pi and then the file name. Hello world.py. We get the output from that file that says hello world. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some of the fundamental concepts in Python: variables, data types, and operators. If you're new to programming, this is the perfect place to start. Before we dive in, let's talk about comments. Comments in Python start with a hashtag symbol. Python ignores everything on that after the hashtag, so you can write anything with comments. Segment 1, variables. Let's kick things off with variables. In Python, a variable is like a container where you can store data. You can name your variable almost anything you want, as long as it follows a few rules. Let's create variable name equals Alice is storing a string. Age equals 30. Age is a variable storing an integer. Height equals 5.7. Height is variable storing a float. Let's print those variables. Print name. Print age. And height. Let's run this file to see the result. Variables are flexible and can be changed at any time. For example, age equals 31. Print age. As you see, we changed the value of age variable. Segment 2, data types. Now let's delve into data types. In Python, there are several basic types of data. Strings, textual data, enclosed in quotes, integers, whole numbers, floats, numbers with decimal points, booleans, true or false values. Let's create a string type variable, text equals hello world. Number equals 100, integer type. Pi equals 3.14, float type. Is underscore Python underscore fun equals true, boolean type. Now we'll print the type of each variable to see the result. Print type of text variable. Print type of number variable. Let's run this file. As you see, the type function shows us the type of each variable. Segment 3, operators. Next up, operators. Operators allow you to perform operations on variables and values. Here are a few basic ones. Arithmetic operators such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Comparison operators such as equal to, not equal to, greater than, and less than. Logical operators such as and or not. Arithmetic operators. Let's create a variable sum equals 5 plus 3. Difference equals 10 minus 2. Product equals 4 multiplied by 2. Quotient equals 8 divided by 2. Now let's print each variable. As you see the result of each operation. Comparison operators. Print 5 greater than 3. Print 5 equal to 5. Print 5 not equal to 3. Logical operators. Print true and false. Print true or falsy. Print not true. This is the result for comparison and logical operators. And that's a wrap for today. We've covered variables, data types, and operators. Practice these concepts, and you'll be well on your way to mastering Python basics. If you have any questions or need more examples, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more programming tutorials. See you in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back to OKDev. Today we're going to build a simple calculator application in Python. This calculator will handle addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let's jump right in. Before we begin, let's briefly talk about functions and if statements. We'll talk more about that in the next few lessons. To create a function, we use the keyword def, and then the function name with function arguments inside parentheses and then colon. After that, write the function code in new line. At the end, we write the return values after the keyword return. To create a condition with if statement, we use the keyword if and then the condition, and then colon after that, right condition code and new line. If we have multi-conditions, we use the keyword elif. We used else statement if none of the conditions are true. Let's create the add function. This function takes two arguments x and y, and returns the summation of x and y. Let's create the subtraction function. This function takes two arguments x and y. This function returns the subtraction of x and y. Let's create the multiplication function. This function takes two arguments x and y, and returns the multiplication of x and y. Let's create the division function. This function will return error message if I equals 0, else returns the division of x and y. Next, let's create a simple user interface using the console. We'll prompt the user for input and display the results. Now we'll use the input function. This function lets users enter data from the console. The string parameter that is passed to the input function is used to ask the user for input. Create number 1 float type input. Create number 2 float type input. We print a welcome and ask the user to select an operation. We then take two numbers as input. Now, let's execute the operation based on the user's choice. Here, we check the user's choice and call the corresponding function to perform the calculation. If the input is invalid, we notify the user. Now let's run the program and see how it works in action. As you can see, our calculator works perfectly. You can add, subtract, multiply, and divide numbers. Thanks for watching this episode on building a simple calculator in Python. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more programming tutorials, and leave a comment with what you'd like to learn next. See you in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back to our Python programming course. In today's episode, we're diving into one of the most essential concepts in programming, conditionals. We'll explore how to use if, elif, and else statements to control the flow of our code. Let's get started. What are conditionals? Conditionals allow us to execute certain blocks of code based on specific conditions. This means we can make decisions in our programs. Let's look at the basic structure. In this example, if the variable age is 18 or older, the message "you are an adult" will be printed. If it's not, nothing happens. Let's test it out. Now, what if we want to do something else if the condition isn't met? That's where else comes in. Here, if age is less than 18, we'll print "you are a minor." Let's run it. Sometimes we need to check multiple conditions. For that, we use elif, which stands for else if. Let's say we want to categorize age into different groups. This code checks if the age is less than 13, then 18, and finally defaults to adult. Let's see how it works with our example. You can also nest conditionals for more complex logic. Let's see how that works. Here we first check if someone is an adult, and then check their income. This allows for more detailed outcomes based on multiple conditions. To recap, we've learned about if elif and else statements as well as how to nest them for complex conditions. Now it's your turn. Here's a quick exercise. Write a program that takes a score as input and prints fail if it's below 50, pass if it's between 50 and 75, and excellent if it's above 75. Give it a try. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment with your solution or any questions you have. In our next episode, we'll explore loops in Python. Happy coding! Hey everyone, welcome back to our Python programming series. Today we're diving into loops, specifically the for and while loops. Loops are essential for repeating actions in your code efficiently. Let's get started. Loops allow us to execute a block of code multiple times without having to write it out repeatedly. This is especially useful for tasks like iterating over a list or performing an action until a condition is met. First up is the for loop. This loop is great for iterating over a sequence such as a list, string, or range of numbers. In this example, we have a list of fruits. The for loop iterates through each fruit in the list and prints it out. Let's see this in action. We can also use the range function with a for loop. This is particularly useful when you need to repeat an action a specific number of times. This code will print out iteration 1 to iteration 5. The range 5 generates numbers from 0 to 4. Let's run it. Next, let's talk about the while loop. This loop continues to execute as long as a given condition is true. In this example, we initialize count to 0 and keep printing it until it reaches 5. The condition count 5 ensures the loop runs 5 times. Let's see this in action. Now let's introduce loop control statements, break and continue. These can help manage the flow within your loops. In the first loop, we use break to stop the loop when I equals 5. In the second loop, we skip printing 2 with continue. Let's check these out. To wrap up, we've learned about for loops for iterating over sequences and while loops for repeated actions based on conditions. We also explored how to control the flow with break and continue. Practice these concepts to strengthen your skills. Practice exercises. Try creating your own loops. For example, use a for loop to print numbers 1 to 10 and a while loop to count down from to 1. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification programming tutorials. See you in the next episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a fun and interactive Python project creating a number guessing game. This will help you practice your coding skills while having some fun. So let's get started. First, let's import the necessary library. We'll need the random module to generate a random number. Now let's generate a random number that the player will try to guess. We'll set the range from 1 to 100. Next, we need to get the user's guess. We'll prompt the player to enter a number. Let's do that. Now we'll implement the game logic. We want to inform the user if their guess is too high, too low, or correct. Let's add a loop to keep the game going until they guess the right number. Great. Now we need to let the player know when they've guessed the right number. Now that we have a basic game, you can enhance it further. Consider adding features like a limit on the number of guesses or giving hints. The possibilities are endless. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this project, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more programming tutorials. Let me know in the comments how your guessing game turned out. Happy coding! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're diving into one of the most essential concepts in Python: functions. Functions allow us to organize our code, make it reusable, and improve readability. Let's get started. First, let's understand what a function is. A function is a block of reusable code that performs a specific task. Functions can take inputs, process them, and return outputs. This helps break our code into manageable sections. Here we define a function called greet. It doesn't take any parameters and simply prints a welcome message. But how do we actually use this function? To call or use a function, you simply write its name followed by parentheses. When we run this code, it outputs hello, welcome to the Python course. That's the power of functions. We can call them whenever we need without rewriting the same code. Now, let's make our functions more versatile by adding parameters. Parameters allow us to pass data into our functions. In this example, the greet function now takes one parameter, name. This means we can customize our greeting. When we call greet Alice, it outputs hello Alice, welcome to the Python course. And for greet Bob, it outputs hello Bob, welcome to the Python course. Next, let's look at the return statement. Functions can return values back to the caller, which is useful for calculations. Here we have an add function that takes two parameters and returns their sum. When we call add 53, it returns 8, which we store in the variable result and print out. Sometimes we want to provide default values for our parameters. This allows users to call the function without specifying every argument. In this version of greet, if no name is provided, it defaults to guest. To wrap up, we've learned what functions are, how to define and call them, the use of parameters and return values, and how to set default parameters. Functions are vital for writing clean, organized, and reusable code. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Python tutorials. Drop any questions or topics you want us to cover next in the comments below. Happy coding! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to delve into building a basic text-based quiz in Python using functions. Let's get started. First, we'll define our questions and answers. Here's how to structure it using a dictionary. Next, we'll create a function to ask each question and get the user's answer. Now, let's put everything together in a main function to run the quiz. Finally, we'll call our main function to start the quiz. And that's it. You've just built a basic text-based quiz in Python using functions. Try adding more questions or features to enhance it further. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more programming tutorials. Hey everyone, welcome back to the OK Dev. Today we're diving into one of the most fundamental topics in Python programming: data structures. We'll explore lists, tuples, dictionaries, and sets and see how each of these can be used in our Python projects. Let's get started. First up, we have lists. Lists are ordered collections that can hold a variety of data type. They are mutable, meaning we can change them after creation. As you can see, we can easily add elements to our list and iterate through it. Lists are great for when you need to maintain the order of elements. Next, we have tuples. Tuples are similar to lists, but they are immutable, which means once you create them, you cannot change them. Tuples are often used for fixed collections of items, like coordinates or RGB values, where you don't want any accidental modifications. Now let's move on to dictionaries. Dictionaries are collections of key-value pairs. They are unordered and mutable. Dictionaries are extremely useful for storing related information, allowing you to access values efficiently using keys. Finally, we have sets. Sets are unordered collections of unique elements. They are great for eliminating duplicate values. Sets are useful when you want to ensure that your collection has no duplicates and when order does not matter. To wrap up, we've covered 4 essential data structures in Python: lists, tuples, dictionaries, and sets. Each of these has its own unique features and use cases, so be sure to choose the right one for your needs. So if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more programming tutorials. Drop any questions or topics you want me to cover in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy coding. Hey everyone, welcome back to our Python programming course. In today's episode, we're diving into a crucial topic: error handling. We'll explore how to use try, except, and finally to make our code more robust. Let's get started. First, let's talk about why error handling is important. In programming, things don't always go as planned. Errors can occur due to incorrect input, unavailable resources, or logical mistakes. Proper error handling ensures our programs can deal with these issues gracefully instead of crashing. Let's look at the basic structure of error handling with try and except. In this code, we attempt to convert user input into an integer and then divide 100 by that number. If the input isn't a number, a value error is raised, and if the user inputs 0, a zero division error occurs. The corresponding except blocks handle these errors, allowing the program to continue running instead of crashing. You can also handle multiple exceptions in one except block. Here we catch both value error and zero division error in a single line. This can make our code cleaner. Now let's introduce the finally block. This block runs no matter what, whether an exception occurred or not. In this example, the message execution complete will print whether or not an error occurred, making it useful for cleanup actions like closing files or releasing resources. And that wraps up our lesson on error handling in Python. Remember, using try, except, and finally can significantly improve the reliability of your code. Don't forget to practice these concepts. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and let us know your questions in the comments. See you in the next lesson. Hey everyone, welcome back to OK Dev channel. Today we're going to tackle an essential programming skill, file handling in Python. This includes creating, reading, writing, and appending to files. Let's jump right in. Let's start with creating a file. In Python we can create a file using the open function with wmode. This mode will create the file if it doesn't already exist. Here's an example. This code snippet creates a file named newfile.txt and writes 2 lines of text into it. If the file already exists, it will be overwritten. Remember to close the file to save changes. Now that we have our file created, let's read from it. We can use the R mode to open a file for reading. This reads all the contents of new file.txt and prints it to the console. As always, don't forget to close the file. What if we want to add more information to our file? We can do this using a mode for appending. Let's check it out. This code opens new file.txt in append mode and adds a new line. It keeps the existing content intact, which is really useful for logging or adding data incrementally. Working with files can sometimes lead to errors, like trying to read a non-existent file. Let's handle that using a try except block. This code attempts to read a file that doesn't exist and catches the error, providing a friendly message instead of crashing the program. Let's create and write to a file using with. Using the with statement helps us manage files without worrying about closing them manually. First, let's see how to create and write to a file using with. This ensures that the file is automatically closed after we're done with it. In this example, we create a file named myfile.txt and write 2 lines into it. When we exit the with block, the file is automatically closed, which is a great way to prevent errors. Now let's read from the file we just created. We can also use the with statement for reading. This code opens myfile.txt in read mode and prints its content to the console. Again, once we're done, the file closes automatically. So what if we want to add more content to our existing file? We can use the with statement in append mode. This opens myfile.txt in append mode and adds a new line without altering the existing content. Easy and effective. It's always good to handle exceptions when working with files. Here's how we can do that with the with statement. In this example, we attempt to read from a file that doesn't exist. If an error occurs, we catch it and print a helpful message. This keeps our program from crashing. And that's it for our introduction to file handling in Python. We covered creating files, reading from them, appending content, and handling exceptions. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more programming tutorials. Happy coding, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to OKDev. Today we're going to build a simple contact book application using Python. This project is great for beginners and will help you understand basic programming concepts like lists and file handling. We'll start by defining some functions to manage our contacts. Let's begin with a function to add a contact. This add underscore contact function takes a list of contacts, prompts the user for the details, and appends a new contact as a dictionary. Next, we need a function to view all the contacts. The view underscore contacts function checks if there are any contacts and prints each one in a readable format. Now let's create functions to save contacts to a file and load them back. The save_contacts function writes each contact to a file, while load_contacts reads from a file and populates our contacts list. It also handles the case where the file doesn't exist. Now let's create a main function to put everything together and interact with the user. In the main function, we load existing contacts, present a menu to the user, and call the appropriate functions based on their input. Finally, add this line at the bottom of your file to run the application. Great job, you've just built a simple contact book application in Python. This project reinforces your understanding of functions, lists, and file handling. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to learn next. Thanks for watching and happy coding. Hey everyone, welcome back to OKDev. Today we're diving into Object-Oriented Programming, or OOP, in Python. If you're ready to level up your programming skills, let's get started. Object-oriented programming is a programming paradigm that uses objects to design applications. It's centered around the concepts of classes and objects. The four main concepts of OOP are: 1. Encapsulation, wrapping data and methods into a single unit. 2. Abstraction, hiding complex implementation details and showing only the necessary features. 3. Inheritance, creating new classes from existing ones. 4. Polymorphism, allowing methods to do different things based on the object it is acting upon. Let's start by creating a simple class. Here's how we define a class in Python. In this code, we have a dog class with an underscore underscore and an underscore underscore method that initializes the name and age. The bark method allows our dog to bark. Now let's create an object from this class. When we create my underscore dog, we can call the bark method. This will print Buddy says woof. Next, let's talk about encapsulation. We can use private attributes to restrict access. In this cat class, underscore underscore name is private. We access it through a public method get underscore name. Now let's look at inheritance. We can create a new class that inherits from an existing one. The animal_sound function works with both dog and puppy objects, demonstrating polymorphism. That's a wrap on our introduction to object-oriented programming in Python. Remember, practice is key. Try creating your own classes and objects. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe for more programming tutorials. See you next time.